Number 13. The energies as projected by those that would ensnare the inhabitants of Earth in their plans to change the destiny of this planet moves in ever-tightening circles as they attempt to incorporate the wheels within wheels that constitute a partial understanding of the cycles of creation. They are, oh so, careful to check each cog so that none are out of sequence. Linear thought is still the basis of their game, for there is no spiraling toward evolutionary change. Evolution is the term given to change in your language. There is a lack of understanding what the process is. What are they evolving toward? The enslavement of the remaining population is the goal, but for what purpose? A stagnant utopia? What makes them think that the universe could or would support them in that process? To rebel against the process of creation is one possibility, but to maintain themselves outside of the focus of creation would incorporate an ever-escalating process within its totality, and it is doomed to failure. To hijack a planet is one thing, to create an anti-universe is indeed grandiose, for there would be no other way. From where would that kind of energy come? Do they plan to hijack an entire universe? I doubt that which you call God is so impotent as to allow that. Again I say, welcome to the winning side. This may seem impossible to believe in view of the above comments. From one perspective, that kind of arrogance is humorous. Of course it is not for those experiencing the day-to-day flexing of the muscles of their power and viewing it from the basis of third-dimensional experience. To bring a transition in the human consciousness, the largest view possible is necessary for those who would envision this change. Perhaps change is not the best term, for it implies merely readjusting that which already exists. This has been tried before in other opportunities to outwit the adversary. Obviously it didn't work, or you would not be facing this situation. This time you must go a step farther in your refusal to play the game according to their rules. You must change your tactics completely so as to cause their plans to be as impotent as they have schemed to make you. You must transcend those plans. Much ado has been made for ascending and for rapture. Well, this indeed shall be our version of that, except Jesus will not do it for you. You must do more than claim to be a Christian. It will not be necessary to get your hands dirty in the blood of your enemy. Neither shall you be required to turn the other cheek and look away as he does as he wills, for you shall have plans of your own that will employ God's methods that you have until now forgotten. The Armageddon of their vision shall never occur. There shall be an Armageddon, but it shall be played out on a different field, and there shall be no conflict as has been envisioned for you. Your desire for delivery and your will to thwart these puffed-up antagonists of creation shall be guided to fruition along paths of remembering. This shall bring forth the elements of the spiral of evolution that are missing from their carefully laid plans. Fear not, for you have on your side the energies that create solar systems, galaxies, universes, and cosmos, indeed all that is. Could you ask for more support? It is not that it has been lacking during the previous opportunities, but that the cleverness and focus of the antagonists have planned carefully to bring this action to a planned point of implementation at the moment of coinciding cycles. This they believe to be a point of vulnerability. Indeed, however, at those points of cycle endings, the Creator has planned opportunity for his holographic fragments to take advantage of the spiral acceleration that is potentially present. Attention is energetically focused toward that process which allows for those who will to take advantage of the opportunity. This has been a very simplistic explanation of this unique situation. Indeed, history will be written in the annals of this planet. The pot boils, the steam builds, and the universe holds its breath as the moment approaches. Could the process fail? No, but the degree of advantage taken within the opportunity shall affect all within this universe. Remember that the Creator focus uses all within the flow of ever-moving energy in creation. Chaos is especially pregnant with opportunity for change. It is not to put pressure on you that this knowledge is being shared, but to add to your understanding of the opportunity that is being brought into the situation that appears so hopeless. You must have your eyes open and use your ability to observe and analyze the actions that are taking place about you. The avatars of the past have planted the seeds of understanding that lie dormant within human awareness. It is time to stimulate these seeds into sprouting and growth toward a maturation of third-dimensional experience. Those that can accept this stimulation will, and those who cannot shall be given other opportunities. Shall any fragments be destroyed? All fragments of the Creator's awareness must be accounted for. Those aspects that have chosen to experience extreme imbalance are put into a space that is something like exile. It is not a burning hell as used to frighten you into submission, but a space of separation to consider and to contemplate. Beyond knowing that this experience exists, it is unnecessary to know more, for it is between those and their own inner spirit. Will those that brought this to bear and those that choose not to share the opportunity be judged? Judgment has been a word used to conjure up failure and guilt. Release that concept. It is another of the tools used to control you, for instead at the closure of this experience there is a releasing process. A review and a time for the soul, source of each human focused into experience, to assimilate these experiences into the matrix of its totality. The experiencing focus cannot measure the impact of its life experience upon the matrix of the totality of that which focused it. It is that which focus is contemplating itself. It would be self-condemnation for judgment to take place. Self-condemnation does not exist in higher dimensions. There is a world of difference between self-condemnation and self-contemplation. Condemnation and judgment are synonyms. This message is given in love. It is for enlightenment within the experience of communion with the flow of creation. It is intended to bring you to the awareness of being within its flow. That is exactly where you are. Number 14. A new day begins in the lives of those residing upon this planet. Does this sound beyond imagination? No, indeed. The desire for what is entirely different creates a new vibratory opening. This indicates there have been others who have contemplated this possibility. The pieces of the puzzle have not been in their proper places before. In order for the chances of success to be at their greatest potential, certain sequential events and circumstances must be in pivotal positions. The mass consciousness of the planet has to reach both a particular level of the knowledge of the truth and a level of frustration within the feelings of resistance to recognizing the changes coming upon them. There is present within those with the advantage of media communication the awareness of the repressive process, but as yet they are in the denial stage. Even that is giving way to the suffocating feeling of the inner presence that is being psychically repressed. You think of this as being a mind control game they are playing, but I tell you it is deeper than that. It is designed to imprison the inner self, which then causes the brain to slow, and the mental sleep process appears as a symptom. If it were only a process of stupor at the mind level, then you could have all been drugged into sleep long ago. That is not the object of the process. What would that prove to the Creator? What is at stake is the proof of superiority through the capture and diversion of the soul energy and the enslavement of those of particular energy matrix. At a certain point of the negative plan, those who have served them so faithfully will be among the first to be abandoned, for they have already proved their corruptibility. Their ideal slave has a different matrix entirely. If the plan is to continue the game into larger foci of power, then of what use are sleeping slaves? How then do the planners of this escapade locate the ones of value to them? Would it be the ones that do not fall under the spell of their concerted efforts? Just whom do you think that identifies? Indeed, the stakes are high for each of you personally. Does this description fit? Why else have you been allowed to continue in the business of pointing fingers at who they are and what they are doing? These comments are not to instill fear into you, but to give you the greatest possible understanding of the situation that is now in front of you, indeed upon your plates. You have no place to go except through this experience. This is a short message, but it is one to be added to the previous knowledge. Let us consider it the leavening of the bread to lift your intent to an even greater focus. Know that all this is given with the greatest of love, for you are more valuable to the light than to them. You are our key to the lock that now holds the totality of this planet in prison. End number 14.